The dream of North Wilkesboro Speedway began in the mid-1940s when Enoch Staley found inspiration in a stock car race that Bill France had promoted in South Carolina before the formation of NASCAR. The story goes that Staley and his partners ran out of money to create their perfect oval, leaving the track with an uphill slope on the backstretch and a downhill slope to the finish. Such was born one of the most unique short tracks in NASCAR history. A .625-mile oval that hosted the Cup Series twice a year until 1996. Jeff Gordon won that final race here, and from the second that last checkered flag fell, race fans have clamored for the return of North Wilkesboro. And now we go back in time. The track has been digitally restored to its 1987 state, giving iRacers the opportunity to relive the iconic North Carolina short track as it existed in its heyday. Richard Petty won here 8 times, Darrell Waltrip 10 times, including 5 in a row. Who will win tonight in race number 7, the PSRA ARCA Series? It's next on Track Limits Network. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual North Wilkesboro Speedway race number 7, season number 2 of the PSRA Open ARCA Series. Race details tonight: 175 laps the distance, stage break at lap 40, full fuel on board at 100%, unlimited tire sets available over the wall, no fast repairs, count them 0 zip zilch, 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish if necessary. Practice already in the books, qualifying underway. Let's take a look at those times. We'll get a quick refresh here to fix the timing tower. Top time so far, the 57 of A.J. Rogers. 18.625 seconds. Bigley finishes up 18.725. Derek Runge now on the racetrack. Runge may abort his attempt here. We'll go to David Bradford. 19.446 his first lap. He sits 12th on the board. You'll notice Bobby Hamilton Jr. has not taken a time as of yet. He is going to be serving a penalty from incidents last week. So no qualifying, and he'll serve a pass-through penalty at the start. $18,860 for Bradford, puts him P6. That may do it for the qualifying session. 21-car field here tonight. 12 drivers have taken the time thus far. Qualifying about to end here, so those drivers will line up in order of I-rating. That'll do it for the session. So with that, let's take a look here at our starting grid. On the pole position, with a lap time of 18.625 seconds, it's A.J. Rogers. Outside pole, the 07 of Michael Pinnell, missed it by 29 thousandths. Row number 2 will be Corey Bigley and Frank Griffith. Row 3 goes to Will Hewitt and David Bradford. Row 4, Cole Ansley and Matt Nicholson. Row 5, Dominic Bettini and Derek Welch. 11th starter will be Alan DeFries. 12th is Derek Runge. 13th starter, Rodney Roberts. Chris Klein will start 14th. 15th goes to Keenan Kimber. Vincent Short rolls 16th. 17th will be Bobby Hamilton Jr., again serving a pass-through penalty at the start. Mark Truxell 18th. 19th, James Benge. 20th, Josh Ingram. Last but not least, shotgun on the field, the 055 of Tom Barish. He rolls 21st. It's your starting grid here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. We'll get this thing underway here momentarily. Rodney Roberts still needing to get gridded up here before the pace car can roll off. And there we have it. Field beginning to move forward. Take another look here at the race details. 175 laps, stage break at lap 40. Full fuel on board, unlimited tire sets available. 0 fast repairs, 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. Talking to some drivers here tonight. Fuel not likely to be a concern as these tires are going to wear off prior to needing any pit stops for fuel. We'll see how that plays out this evening in the tire strategy department. First pace lap in the books. One more time around. We'll see green flag action here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. Leading them to green will be A.J. Rogers on pole position and Michael Pinnell in the 07. Pace car is in.
Green flag.
Green is in the air and we're racing from Wilkesboro. Still side by side for the top spot. Rogers on the bottom lane in the 57. Pinnell trying to go around the long way. He takes the top spot, headed into turn number 3. Now a challenge from third from the 58 of Corey Bigley. He wants to take second from Rogers. We'll see if he can get it done. A little loose on exit. This could cost him some ground. Makes it up late, braking down into turn number 1. The caution is out. 99er lunges around. Tom Barish gets into him after the fact. Caution quickly on the speedway here, 3 laps in. Take a look, would put us under the yellow for the first time tonight. Back this up a little further here. Looks like Runge might have had a little help. Hard to tell exactly. This is coming out of turn 4. The one of Derek Welch up top. Welch gets a little loose, breaks his own momentum. I'm not sure if Runge's issue there was reactionary to the one or not, but either way, he gets crossed up here on the front stretch. Barish just cleans him out there at the end, unfortunately for the 99. Runge sits idle in pit lane. Again, no fast repairs in this series. Lights are out on the pace car, so that means we're going back racing here in just a moment. Front row again, a little swip swap here. It's going to be Mike Pinnell on the inside, Rogers to the outside.
Green.
Green back in the air. Good jump for Mike Pinnell on the throttle, nice and early. Rogers hanging tough there. Car length off the back bumper of the 07 as they head back into turns 3 and 4. Bigley closing the gap yet again. The top three getting away. A big wiggle from the 07. Rogers gets into the back. That's going to give Bigley the race lead here. There's going to be some damage on the nose of Rogers here. Looks pretty good, though. He might have got away clean with this. Rogers picks up the second spot. I don't know if Pinnell just had a moment there out of 4. Got crossed up on exit under power. Pinnell still in the throttle here. Seems to be okay. Call that a very near miss. There was obviously some contact there on the exit of turn 4 when Pinnell got crossed up, but luckily did not wad up the whole field behind them in the process. Taking a look here, Rodney Roberts in the 8th position. He's already advanced up 5 spots from the drop of the green flag, starting to march his way forward. Keenan Kimber also starting to come forward. He's up 4 into 11th. Checking on Bobby Hamilton Jr. running back in the 14th position. I believe he served that drive-through penalty already, but with the caution was definitely benefited. He's up a few spots now, working on the 4th on Vincent Short. Short of the number 15, red, white, and blue colors. Bobby gets on by. So Hamilton up to 12th, and the yellow's out again.
Did my radio sound bad out there?
Welch around off of 4 here, trying to get righted. Let's see what put us under our second yellow. Welch rolled to center really well. Got to the back bumper of Rodney Roberts. Had to check up. Might have unloaded the rear end of the race car. Got back to the throttle. Comes around. Might kiss the wall a bit here to the inside. Just a little touch. So nothing really hurt on the race car. Just maybe some pride for Derek Welch. Early enough in this race, though. 20 laps down. Some pit stops underway. Looks like Alan DeFries, Derek Welch, James Benge. Kind of a smart move for some of these guys at the back. Kind of puts them a little different fuel strategy, but also, more importantly, going to bolt on some fresh General tires. Nothing really to lose. Might as well come down, check the damage, put on some fresh rubber, get back out. So Corey Bigley picked up a bit of a gift there a few laps ago when Rogers and Pennell came together off of turn 4. Both Rogers and Pennell still running 2 and 3. This will set us up for another double file restart. Should get the 1 to go this time. Front row, it's the 58 of Bigley, the 57 of A.J. Rogers. Row 2, it'll be Mike Pennell, Frank Griffith to the outside.
Flag.
Green is in the air. Anybody notice the random person just floating in the air in the infield? I did. Side by side for the second spot. Pennell going back at the whip here, trying to take it from Rogers. Rogers to the outside, maybe trade some paint. They got awful close, but not quite touching each other. Pennell still wrapping the bottom. Will Hewitt trying to become part of this mix as well. Hewitt the 33 in P4. Meanwhile, Bigley loving this. He gets some fresh air out in front of him, some fresh air behind him. Just going to race the racetrack for a little bit. Rogers holds off the advance from Mike Pennell. Now Pennell's got to worry about Will Hewitt. Bigley out front enjoying a comfortable lead now, almost a full second back to A.J. Rogers. Some side-by-side action further back in the pack. Mark Truxell on the bottom there, the inside of the 56 of Josh Ingram. Behind them, it's Derek Welch and Alan DeFries side-by-side. This all happening just above the 20th position here, so 16th on through. Now what I'm starting to see is these guys battling side by side. They're losing touch with the rest of the field here. They're going to want to try and figure this out sooner than later if they want to try and stay on the lead lap. If they do this too long, the leader's going to be breathing down their neck in no time. While Bobby Hale Jr. up into the 10th position. He's working his way forward quietly here. Now to the outside of Rodney Roberts, now trailing in behind David Bradford. These two have worked together quite nicely in the past. from Roberts off of turn number 4 is going to give the spot to Bobby here through turns 1 and 2. Rodney might battle back here on the exit, but no, tucks in behind the 25. Will Hewitt now going back on the attack, trying to take the spot from Mike Pinnell.
Caution.
And caution on the Speedway again. That's
lap here, please.
a little early for the stage. Not sure what the cause of the caution is. I believe the stage was supposed to be lap 40. Double check that. Yeah, stage was supposed to be lap 40, so this is a caution for some reason. I'm not sure if it was Tom Barish. Maybe that was just now. We'll double check this. Not sure. No indication from iRacing data to say what triggered the caution, but nevertheless, we are under it for the third time. Pit stop's underway. Going to drag just about the whole field down to pit. Corey Bigley's going to head out first. A quick pit stop, 13.92 seconds. I didn't catch if that was 4 tires, but I would imagine it was. Very fast pit stop. Got Albert Anderson in the chat, says, let's go, Team DW. Thanks for checking in, Albert. 18 cars still on the lead lap. 32 with James Benge and Tom Barish. Derek Runge, the only drivers not on the lead lap. I think Runge is officially out of this race. We'll double check here to see if Benge was the cause for our caution here. Still haven't figured that one out just yet. We'll try this. It's going to remain a mystery. Lights are out on the iRacing pace car. We'll be back green flag racing here at lap 43.
Green flag, green flag.
What a mess getting into turn 1. They keep it straight for everybody involved, though. They were 3 and 4 wide getting into the first turn. Corey Bigley coming to pit lane here. I'm not sure. He may have taken off too early. He's in pit lane. We'll see if he makes a stop or not. Might be a drive-through penalty. Indeed it was. He'll head back out. He manages to stay on the lead lap here, but he's got work to do. Leaders across start finish. That's Mike Pinnell. Colt Ansley now to the second spot. DeFries, Hewitt, Griffith, the top 5. and yellow is out
Save your
again.
stuff, save a little fuel.
Now Derek Welch involved in this with the 10. That's Matt Nicholson. Oh, contact from the 32. Chain reaction crash after that. Welch was able to get checked up. Ingram, not so much. Forces the 1 into the 10. So just like that, caution number 4, 48 laps in here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. We're going to take a short break, get a commercial or two out of the way. We'll be back with a restart after this. Stay with us.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at North Wilkesboro, ready for the restart. Mike Pinnell, Colt Ansley going to be up front. Still on the... Yeah, lights are still on the pace car, so we'll catch the one to go here this time by.
Green.
Green back in the air. And now off and run. I tell you, that caution certainly helped Corey Bigley. Alan DeFreeze now trying to fend off the 54 of Frank Griffith. And Bobby Jr. thought about going up the gut there for a moment. Oh, Kenny Kimber's around, straightens it out. What a save. Bobby Hamilton Jr. now freshly into the top 5 the first time this evening, knocking on the back door of the 54 of Griffith. He's got him set up here into 3. Does he dive it in there? He thought about it. Griffith stays up the track, gave the 25 some room. Meanwhile, Colt Ansley closing in on the race leader, Mike Pinnell. We'll look at that here in just a moment. Ansley all over the back bumper of the 07 Mustang as they cross start finish yet again. 56 laps go up on the board. Colt down to the bottom, but the caution is out again. Chris Klein is facing the wrong direction here on the front stretch. Straightens it out. Get back in line here. Let's see what happened to the 51. So Klein was the outside of the 58 of Bigley here. And Bigley served a penalty, looks, I believe, for a restart violation. Bigley comes up a little. Klein had room to open up the wheel a bit, but they come together nonetheless off of 4. 4. 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 Drivers opting for pit lane here. Pretty much everybody from the midpoint of the field on back. David Bradford, one of them. Tom Barish, Derek Welch, Klein, of course, Keenan Kimber, Mark Truxell, and others. It's like 4 tires and fuel for all involved. Taking a look at the weather here again. Very humid day, as you can tell here. Borderline on fog. 95%, still overcast skies. Track temp pretty cool considering, 85 degrees. Air temp 71. On the 1 to go. Restart will be lap 61.
Green flag.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. up to 4th now, trying to take 3rd from Will Hewitt. Nowhere to go with Cole Ansley in the way. Bobby has been on a mission here from the drop of the green flag, working his way to the front. Hewitt, big wiggle off of turn 4. Still manages to keep alongside the 86 of Cole Ansley. On board with Bobby Hamilton Jr. Move Bobby up into P3 now. Frank Griffith losing a couple of spots here, and A.J. Rogers gets through, and out to the bottom side of the racetrack, Bettini trying to take it away as well. Don't know if Griffith just doesn't like the handle on that race car in the top lane. Gets it to the bottom finally now in 3 and 4.
Caution.
And yellow is out.
What do you got now?
Derek Welch in trouble again here, facing the wrong direction off of 4 on the front stretch. Derek battling with the 10 of Nicholson. Similar incident we saw earlier. He checked up to avoid contact, unloads the rear of the race car, gets back in the power, and comes around. And again, just a little kiss to that inside wall. So now the top half of the field going to pit. This may cycle a lot of those drivers that just recently hit pit lane towards the front. Another quick pit stop for Mike Pinnell, 14:33. Not quite as fast as that 13:9 we saw early, but still a solid stop. Kind of as we expected, A.J. Rogers cycles back to the front. Bradford second. Chris Klein, Matt Nicholson, Derek Welch, the top five. Ironic, Welch was the driver that brought this caution out. Figures, why not stay out? About 18 laps away from halfway.
Green. Caution, caution.
And yellow is out again. Trouble in turn
Any
4.
feeling about the car at all?
Dominic Bettini. Josh Ingram looks like involved in this as well. Caution number 7 on the day. So the 49 is Bettini. Ingram, I believe, is further behind. Oh, Frank Griffith gets into the wall here, checks up the 49. Short trying to take advantage, sends it 3 wide, just gets to the inside of the left rear of Bettini, sends him up the racetrack in the path of Mark Truxell, sends Truxell in the fence. Ingram gets a piece of it as well. Should get the one to go this time by. Yes, indeed. Lights are off on the pace car. A.J. Rogers will lead us back to green. David Bradford to the outside. Row 2, it's Chris Klein, Matt Nicholson. Row 3, Cole Ansley, Will Hewitt.
Green flag.
Good jump for Rogers. Bradford will tuck in the second spot. Lane of his choice as Nicholson tried to drive it up in there, but decided better of it. Cost him some track position in the meantime. Cole Ansley drives it deep into 3 to the back bumper of Chris Klein. Oh, Nicholson, some contact. He's going to go around. Will Hewitt hard into the wall. Rodney Roberts gets into it.
Give me your 10th
Josh
there, bud.
Ingram comes in like he didn't see it at all. Big wreck here in turns 1 and 2. Lap 78, 8th caution of the night. On board with Josh Ingram. Rodney Roberts has pretty heavy front end damage. .81 laps in, AJ Rogers leads. David Bradford, Chris Klein, Cole Dansley, Bobby Hamilton Jr. is the top 5. Mike Pennell, Corey Bigley back up into the top 10 in 7th. Frank Griffith, Vincent Short, Dominic Bettini, the top 10. As we get ready for the restart, we lap 83, 5 laps shy of halfway.
Green flag.
Green back in the air. Bobby Jr. to the inside of Chris Klein. This would be for the 4th spot. Oh, trouble behind. Vincent Short, one of them. He goes around Frank Griffin as well.
Caution.
Caution on the Speedway again.
What do you got for temps there?
Try to get a better angle on this one for you guys. See exactly how this one shaped up. I think it starts here with the 15 and the 54, short on the bottom. Big hit for Truxell and Griffith there. Just past halfway here from North Wilkesboro Speedway. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing after we wrap up caution number 9.
Green flag.
Green back in the air. Rogers on the gas. Gets the jump on David Bradford. Still side by side behind the 13. It's Colt Ansley. Bobby Jr. Jr. drives it way deep into turns 1 and 2. Clears Colt. Gets alongside Bradford off of turn number 2. Scrapes the wall on exit. Bradford with some pace really closed the gap on Rogers, but loses it on the exit of turn number 2. Opens the door for Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bobby looks to the inside. This is for the second position. Bobby takes it with ease. Now sets his sights on the race lead in A.J. Rogers. 91 laps up on the board. 13 cars still on the lead lap. And we have trouble in turn 2. Now Mike Pinnell has gone around. We stay green, though. Bobby Jr. just running in the tire tracks of A.J. Rogers, at least for the time being, seeing what he can do with the 57 to take that top spot. Remember, Bobby was not allowed to qualify here tonight, had to serve a drive-through penalty at the start. Was lucky enough to catch a quick caution after that drive-through. Bobby takes a look now into 3, nothing doing there. Bobby Hamilton Jr. just stalking A.J. Rogers. Finally gets a nose alongside. Can't keep the power down, though. Rear end steps out just a bit. Back at it again now in 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Now we're in 3 and 4. Bobby for the race lead here. Gets clear of Rogers. Takes the top spot. Coming to lap 98. New leader, Bobby Jr. With that, we're going to step aside, get a track limits side-by-side break out of the way. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back in North Wilkesboro, Bobby Jr. continues to lead over A.J. Rogers, David Bradford, Colt Ansley, Keenan Kimber. That's the top 5 as they run. 110 laps just about to be completed by the 25. Bit of a longer run here, and the caution's out. Big time impact for Derek Welch. Hits the abutment there, the entrance to pit lane. The yellow comes out immediately. I was just about to say we've got a long run going here, but a bad night going worse for Derek Welch. Let's get a look at this. Derek just losing the back end of the race car by himself, tries to drift it through, and just ramps up that big tractor tire to protect the end of the pit lane. Shoots him almost 20 feet in the air in a hard landing. That's got to hurt. Almost landed a full 360 in mid-air. Doing this thing 5 years, never really seen that. What a wreck. So through the cycle of pit stops, A.J. Rogers has taken the top spot back from Bobby Hamilton Jr. So we get the one to go here. Alan DeFries should get the wave around. There he goes. This car heads to pit lane, green in the air. Rogers on the gas, leaves everybody in the dust. Bobby had a better entry down into one, really drove it in deep, almost tucked right to the back bumper of Rogers. Now a car lengthy advantage for the 57. Bobby's going to drive it back in, not as deep as 1 and 2. Oh, and Kimber goes around.
Caution, caution. What do you got for temps there?
Kimber Bettini off at turn 4, puts us under the yellow for the 11th time tonight. Kimber just loses it middle of 3 and 4, slides up the racetrack, and then loses connection. Bettini actually nothing to do with that. Got more cars involved in this than we initially had thought. Let's try to look at this one with Bettini having a problem on the bottom of the racetrack. Pennell gets into the left rear, trying to route him up the track. Bettini's still trying to close the door. Pennell just throttles up. Pace car is in.
Green, green, green.
Ansley had a shot there at the inside of Bobby Hamilton Jr. Wasn't able to complete it. Now runs behind. About half a car length off the back bumper. Bobby keeps it pinned down low to the bottom of the racetrack. Slides up. Might have scraped the wall on exit of 4. But still hot on the trail of A.J. Rogers. Oh, wiggle from Rogers. A little bit of contact with Bobby on the exit of turn 4. Rogers maintains the top spot for now, but Bobby seems fast there in behind. Battle for position. Bigley to the bottom on Chris Klein. Klein's going to power out. Maintain the spot for now. Bigley tucks in behind. A little bit of nose damage on the front of that 58 machine. Now Bettini battling with Pinnell again. Remember, they had some contact during that last caution. We'll see if Bettini wants to pay back the favor here. Switches lanes, runs in behind. Thought about it. Couldn't get close enough. Pinnell and Bigley side by side. Pinnell in the 07. So Pinnell back up into the 6th spot. Pinnell's on a mission here. He's alongside Klein. Might have got clear. He's almost clear, man. Just by inches, he clears the 51. I don't know if Chris checked up or not. Either way, I think Pinnell might owe him a favor. Rogers continues to lead over Bobby Jr. and Cole Ansley. Watch this battle for the 5th spot. Pinnell has it. Klein trying to take it back. Change for the race lead, not complete just yet. Bobby Jr. to the inside, A.J. Rogers on the outside. Out of turn 4, Bobby gets clear. So Hamilton Jr. back to the point here, 133 laps in from North Wilkesboro. Coming to 40 laps to go, into some lap traffic is Rodney Roberts up top. Yields to the top 2, lets them continue to race it out. Meanwhile, Cole Ansley starting to close in just a bit. A few car lengths off the back bumper of the 57. Rogers pushing pretty hard right now. Back of that car keeps stepping out of the exit of the corners. Still maintaining about a car length between himself and the race lead. Field getting pretty well spread out here. Certainly only 10 cars still on the lead lap. Frank Griffith, the first car, 1 lap down. If we were to catch another yellow here, he would get a lap back, but certainly some damage still on that 54 machine. Left and right fronts both. Left rear as well. 3 out of 4 corners showing signs of combat here at Wilkesboro. Dominic Bettini back in the 8th position. Has had a couple incidents here tonight, but still on the lead lap in the top 10. Laps winding down here from North Wilkesboro. Just over 30 laps remain. The question is, how long will these tires last? And we talked to some of the drivers pre-race. Track is slick. Tires definitely not going to last a full fuel run, so how long will they go? Green flag coming out about 20 to 25 laps ago. Still about 30 left. Lap times have fallen off about 3/4 of a second for the race leader as Bobby Jr. ran a 19:03 the last time. His best lap of the day was an 18:26. AJ Rogers doing a good job hanging with Bobby here. Last lap was identical between the two, a 19:05. Colt Ansley subsequently ran a 19:06. David Bradford a 19:08. We want to talk about consistency and some parity amongst the top 4. Fastest on the racetrack the last time, though, was David Bradford with an 18:96. I don't know if he's just saving a little extra for later on in this run. We'll come to 25 to go. Maybe David's got something up his sleeve. Lap traffic in the mix again. Rodney Roberts gave room to the leaders the last time, but now he's been in the way, trying to find a way to let him go, or is he? Some contact made. Now Colt Ansley is able to take advantage. He takes the second spot from AJ Rogers. Bobby Jr. maintains the top spot now over Cole Ansley in second, who was able to take that position away from A.J. Rogers due to some lap traffic. But now more lap traffic is the 9. Holding up Mike Pinnell. I'm not sure what the situation here is with the 9. He is not on the lead lap, and he just wrecks Pinnell. And the caution doesn't come out. Certainly looked deliberate to me. I don't know what happened there with the 9. He was holding up the leaders, then he was holding up Pinnell. 20 laps to go in late race dramatics here at North Wilkesboro. Back out front, though, Bobby still leads, and now Cole Ansley really has his hands full of trying to hold off A.J. Rogers. Rogers really wants that second spot back. Rogers back to the bottom. Rogers is there. Colt doing a good job in the top lane, trying to hold off the charge from the 57. Meanwhile, Bobby's getting some more breathing room as the race leader. 5+ tenths ahead of the second and third place machines now. David Bradford in fourth, starting to close up the gap. Mike Pinnell was closing in on the top 4, but after that dust-up with Rodney Roberts, certainly lost a lot of track position, maybe some mile per hour off the fastball, if you will. Last lap for Pinnell, an 18:31. I'm sorry, that's his best lap. A 19:28 was the last lap for Pinnell. About a 10.5 plus off the leaders. Oh, real loose. Saves it, getting into 3. Put the power down and almost went around on him. Might be coming to pit lane here. I think he thought about it, but he's out of the gas here. He's going to lose some ground. Now Rodney Roberts back to the outside. Yeah, and Pinnell's not happy. Puts the 9 in the fence, and this might draw a caution.
Caution's out.
There it is. Caution out. 12 to go. Officials really held that one, but nevertheless. Short track, short tempers. So we'll go back a little further here. I don't have the ability to go all the way back to the dust up with the 9 and the 07. We'll watch this unfold here again. Unfortunately for Chris Klein, he gets caught up in this. So does Keenan Kimber just a bit. So pit stop's complete. Interesting here. Rogers, I want to watch this pit stop if I can. See if I can find it. All right, so Rogers into his pit stall here. I don't know if he took 2 or just gas, but he definitely did not get 4 tires. Right sides only for A.J. Rogers. Big gamble here with the tire wear and the fall off we have seen. This might be enough. It might not. I don't know. But he's got Bobby Jr. in behind with a set of 4 fresh Hoosiers. I did it again. General tires. So we get ready for a restart here. It may come, I think, with 7 to go. Get the 1 to go this time by. Meanwhile, Roberts is going to get a wave around here. So restart coming to 7 laps remaining here from North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Green flag.
There it is. Bobby quickly to the outside of Rogers. He'll have the grip on the exit of turn 2. He'll take the race lead away. Six laps to go.
Should be a caution.
And caution is out again.
Get a look at your gauges. Everything good?
Chris Klein involved in this one again. Looks like Klein just got in a little hot and lost it on his own. Overcorrect, tank slaps up into the wall. This may send us to our first green-white checkered attempt. It's 4 to go right now. We'll catch 3 at the line. I don't think we're going to get the 1 to go here. So, yeah, this should put us into our first overtime attempt. I don't think they might give us a natural green-white. We'll see. Bobby Jr. trying to make it his second win on the season. Picked up the win at Indy. No, we're going to get a natural green-white checkered here. So restart coming this time by. It'll be 2 to go. So this will not count towards our allotment of green-white checkers.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. 2 laps to go. Bobby gets out in front again. Off of turn 4, a white flag in the air. Bobby Jr.'s just got to hold off A.J. Rogers for another 3/4 lap, and he'll pick up his second win on the season into 3 and 4 for the final time. Bobby Hamilton Jr. limited pressure out the back, checkered flag in the air. Bobby wins it at Wilkesboro. Second place, A.J. Rogers. Cole Ansley will finish in third. Roberts wrecking Pinnell at the end of this one again. So Bobby Jr. parks it on the start finish. We're going to step aside, get a break out of the way. We'll be back with our top three finishers after this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back in North Wilkesboro Speedway, race 7 in the books. Bobby Hamilton Jr. picking up the race win, second on the season at North Wilkesboro. We're going to pull the driver, the number 25, up into the broadcast booth and get a word with our race winner, the driver of that number 25 Ford. It's Bobby Hamilton Jr. It's Steve in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Bobby, congratulations, man. A solid run here tonight. Obviously, some penalties to serve. Couldn't qualify. A little bit of a drive-through with a quick caution thereafter. Certainly helped the cause, but still had to drive that thing up to the race lead. Once you got it there, really didn't look back, man. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, we had a we tested here, and me and Will Hewitt, we found a lot of stuff out with the front end geometry and stuff, and got that baby low, and then we worked on forward bike for the rest of the week, and it showed tonight. I was able to cut underneath those guys and just matted off the corner. A lot of them were loose, but overall, it was a good weekend. Because we had the penalty, we had to come down pit road, and of course, first thing you're thinking is, well, this thing's done, and caution fell right. And I tell people all the time, I'd rather be lucky than good any day.
Certainly worked out for you. Had to hold off A.J. Rogers there for some restarts at the end. He took 2 tires, so you made short work of him, but kind of a gutsy call on the 57's behalf.
Yeah, well, I asked him on the radio. I said, "Did you take 2 tires?" He said, "Yeah." And when he went into the corner in the one, I heard him kind of get in the gas and get out of the gas. And as soon as he got out of the gas, I just matted mine, so I could just get the run down the back straightaway. And it worked. And he was fast. Frank and those guys, just they're getting it together. And also, I'd say awesome job for the Fords too. We really dominated this year, and that's what we needed to do. We've been picking teams and trying to get good drivers over here that understand these sets and everything. And I want to say it's almost been almost a year since I've talked to you on broadcast.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so it was like we won at Indy, and I was like, darn it, Steve did it on purpose. He's seen practice speed or something. So now it's glad to be back in victory lane again, and it's been tough. A lot of good guys in this group, and David Bradford and Will Jones and Will Hewitt, they really work hard on this stuff to get it to where it's productive. And having you along is an ace in the hole. We get sponsors all the time we're working with right now that they see your broadcasts, and it's like them watching TV. So thank you and everybody that does all the work here. And I'm just a lucky monkey driving this 25 car.
Well, with that said, how lucky are you going to feel at Watkins Glen next week? We know how you feel about road course racing, but it's on the schedule. We're going to go to it. So what's the game plan for the road course?
With these sets and everything, I feel like I can compete. I know like Cole Ansley and David, they're like missiles there, and Will Hewitt's good there. Will Jones is there, and they'll be heavy. It'd be hard to beat. But if I can just keep it on the asphalt and not tear up a clip, I consider that a win.
All right, Bobby. Well, we're looking forward to it, man. Anybody else you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I got my daughter's company on my car, and she's always cutting up with me about. She hadn't seen it on broadcast as far as in the victory lane. So I want to thank her and H&H Unlimited and all the employees that we got. They sit at home and they watch this stuff. It's pretty cool, and they talk about it. But also I want to thank you for all the hard work you do and the amazing artwork you got on this stuff, and also all the drivers. And again, David Bradford and those guys. If it wasn't for those guys, this league would be like every other league.
Well, congratulations again, Bobby. Thanks for the kind words, man. Good luck next week in the Glen.
Thank you, Ben.
It's Bobby Hamilton Jr., your race winner here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Next, we're going to talk to our runner-up, 57 of A.J. Rogers. Had a strong run here tonight, was certainly a contender for the race win. Come up one short after a late race 2-tire stop. But let's talk to him about it. A.J., it's Steve in the booth. You got us?
Hey, Steve. How you doing, buddy?
We're doing good, AJ. Congratulations, man. Runner-up. I know that everybody says second sucks, but I guess you'll take it. The points are still there. You led some laps here tonight. Great battle with Bobby Hamilton Jr. Just coming up one short. 2-tire change in that final caution. What was the game plan there? Just trying to keep the track position?
Yeah, trying to keep track position, and then I was hoping for a couple cautions at the end. I was kind of hoping they'd play in my favor and I could get a good restart. But Bobby, he got me on the restart. He was dead on it beside me. If I could have got the jump on him, I may be able to hold him off for a lap or two. But it was a gamble. I'll still take second, but sometimes you just gotta try different things. I knew the car was pretty good, and I think if I took 2 tires, it definitely helped it out with tightening it up a little bit. I was battling being free, but just took a gamble, and I'll take second. Was hoping for the win, but we'll go out next week.
Speaking of next week, on the road course, lefts and rights at the Glen, how are you as far as road racing is concerned?
I'm not the best, but I've been slowly getting into it. Did the Daytona 24 with some friends, and kind of got the itch in me to do that. So I've been practicing a little bit, enjoy it. So we'll see. I've come a long way, so I might be something for that weekend. Looking forward to it for sure. AJ, congratulations on a runner-up finish, man. Who do you want to thank before we let you go? I'll just tell my teammates again. They all know who they are, all the guys I run with. This is what makes it fun. We had cautions and some people mad, but we're all friends at the end, and that's the biggest part of this, is just having a good time and hanging out with your friends on Discord and enjoying the racing. You said it, man. Congrats again. Second place finish. Good luck next week at the Glen. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks, Steve.
AJ Rogers, your runner-up here at North Wilkesboro. Next, third place, Colt Ansley in the number 86 Rick Motec Racing Simulators machine. Let's pull the driver of that number 86 up into the booth. Colt, it's Steve with Track Limits. You got me?
That's it for me. I got you.
Colt, congratulations, man. Third place after a 7th place start. You had the power in that machine. It seemed to be handling good for you late, but third place is all you could really muster. What was the difference maker here tonight? Was just the handle not quite right, or did you have what you needed?
No, I just needed it to go green there. I didn't need those last 2 cautions or whatever it was. I know Bobby was saving in front of me a little bit. And after we got piled up with that lap car, whatever the heck he was doing, I was able to get around AJ, and I knew Bobby was saving just a hair, and I wasn't going 100% either. But I don't know. It's easy to say I could have got to him, or at least got to his bumper and kind of nudged him a little bit, but car was really fast tonight. I was struggling a little bit early on in practice, and adjusted all night on the car. Really got it dialed in the way I wanted to. Don't really think there's much else I could have done other than, not have people wreck behind us. So,
well, with that said, we've got the Glen coming up next week. We know you've got some talent there in Watkins Glen. I know from personal experience you're going to be a contender there. And the setups coming out of Bradford Aeroworks certainly going to make it even better for you. How do you feel about your odds maybe to pick up a race win on the road course next week?
I mean, as long as you're not running, I feel a lot better. No, I feel really good. David's a really good road racer. He's a great setup builder, and built a heck of a race car tonight. So thank you to him. I didn't get a whole lot of time to practice on a setup this week, so he really came in clutch there for us. And all our cars were really fast. We just we're missing that little bit on the short run. And the Glen, it's just gonna be like the rest of the last 3 weeks or last 2 weeks. It's just gonna be a race of survival. Keep it on track. Don't blow the transmission out of it, and come home with a top 5 probably.
All right, Colt. Well, a job well done, man. Who do you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just all the guys at Bradford Aeroworks. The time they put in, David for building the setups and putting up with us, Rick Motec for being on the car, Bobby and David for running the league, you for putting on the broadcast. I go back and watch them every week, from my little commercial at the beginning to you signing off. So get you the watch time on each video. But yeah, everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. North Wilkesboro is it's a track, but it puts on a good product, so it's worth it.
All right, Colt. Well, congrats again, man. Good luck next week at the Glen. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, man.
Colt Ansley, third place here at Wilkesboro. That's going to do it for the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. So let's take a look at our race results. Of course, we talked to Bobby Hamilton Jr., AJ Rogers, Colt Ansley, your top 3. David Bradford came home in the 4th spot. Keenan Kimber was 5. 6, Michael Pinnell. 7th, Dominic Bettini. Corey Bigley was 8th. Frank Griffith finished in the 9th spot. Tom Barish was 10th. Chris Klein, 11th. Alan DeFries, 12th. Rodney Roberts came home in the 13th position. Matt Nicholson, 14th. Vincent Short, 15th. There's a lot of wrecks back here in this mix. 16th, Derek Welch, after he went 20 feet in the air, hitting pit lane's wall. Mark Truxell, 17th. 18th, Joshua Ingram. James Benge was 19th. 20th was Will Hewitt. 21st, last but not least, was the number 99 of Derek Runge. With that said, thank you guys all for tuning in here tonight. Sorry about missing Indy, but we're back up and running, as you can see. 2 races in a row, no problems. Really looking forward to Watkins Glen next week. Of course, that's my home track as far as where I'm based out of. I'm a road course guy through and through, but I'm a stock car guy on the road courses. It's just kind of what I like to do. Don't do a whole lot of GT racing, but should be a fun one. There's some guys out there that might be sleepers on those road courses, so make sure you tune in to watch the broadcast next week, next Sunday, same time here at Track Limits, youtube.com/@Track Limits Network. Tell your friends, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit the thumbs up. That'll help us push these videos out to some fresh eyeballs that might not have seen this league or this broadcast channel, so it helps everybody involved. But that's going to do it for us here from North Wilkesboro. Congratulations, Bobby Hamilton Jr., picking up the race win, 2nd of the season. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.